Alright, hello Anime Sub fam. Welcome to episode 6 of Anime Sub. I'm actually recording this the exact same day as the Evangelion episode, so if I sound totally drained, it's because I'm taping this almost directly after doing another episode. But, I have 2 episodes written, so I figure why not knock them out back to back and free myself up for 2 weeks, and then I can do whatever the fuck I want for 2 weeks. That's my plan here. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. Yeah. So safe to say there's no new news for me to talk about. Yeah, this one's probably going to be a shorter one just because we're covering an OVA and we're covering a 1-season anime. I will kind of, I do have to update you a little bit. I have started to read a manga. That's right. I'm reading the manga for today's anime, Gunsmith Cats, and the manga's been okay. I was not aware of the erotic nature of the manga, because let me tell you, boy howdy was I shocked when I got to chapter 2 and one of the lead characters was just literally the setup for it was, I'm gonna go to a job interview now, I'll see you later, and then she's sucking cock in the next frame. I'm telling you, just clear as day. And honestly, the worst part of it was I couldn't even tell that it was a penis that she was sucking on. It looked like, it was just a poorly drawn penis on top of being a penis. Like, I couldn't even tell it was a penis to begin with. And then I had to follow that up with, this is the lead character sucking cock. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I'm reading Gunsmith Cats. I've started some new animes. I started watching Slayers. I got through the pilot episode of that. I started Sentenced to be a Hero, which, by the way, if you want to know what anime of the season is going to be, it's Sentenced to be a Hero. Based off of the pilot alone, fire. I can't wait for the next episode to come out. I think it's going to be an incredible show. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think I'm really right, and I can't wait to be proven right when more episodes of this show come out. So, and then I did catch up more on Cat's Eye, and I will tell you that show is better than I thought it was, but it's still not quite good. If I finish the season, I'll do an episode on it, but I've gotten further into it. I'm about 8 episodes deep at the moment. That's all that's out currently, so we're waiting on more episodes. But I think the show is fine. I think it's kind of like harmless, but I really feel like there's just no soul to the show. I feel like there's no heart in it, Everyone's just kind of doing it to do it, and it doesn't feel like there's real reverence for what the original show was. And it feels like everyone just kind of got hired on for this project, and they're like, okay, I guess I'm doing Cat's Eye now. So, I don't know. That's my problem with that one. But that's really all I have to say for, catching up, kind of conversating with y'all. Let me know what you've been watching down below. Let me know what you've been seeing. Any movies or shows or stuff that you're excited about. I am excited to see Marty Supreme. I'm excited to see the new FNAF movie. I'm excited to see Zootopia 2. There are quite a few movies on the horizon that I'm excited to see. But today we're talking about anime. And today I'm talking to you about Gunsmith Cats. This is a 1995 OVA, 3 episodes, incredibly short. It's like 29 minutes each. Comes out to about movie length at the end of it. This show, this OVA, was incredibly fun. I saw the cover for it, I saw the title, and I was kind of just suckered in by that alone. Once I actually got into the show, it's got, number one, this is not an adaptation of anything from the manga. There's nothing in the manga that is like anything that's in this OVA, and there's nothing, you're not going to read the manga and get spoiled for the OVA, and vice versa. You're not going to get spoiled for the manga for having watched the OVA, and so on. This one was so fun to watch. I think it's got good comedy in it. I think it's fun. I like the character design. I love Raleigh. She's a great character, and Little Miss May is also fun as well. Once again, like I said in Evangelion, anytime there's cell animation, I'm sold, and this obviously has cell animation in it, and it looks great. I love the aesthetic. I love how oddly American this feels. We were discussing last time about creating things for the global market, and this show and the manga was definitely created with the idea of Americans in mind. The setting's very American. All of the character names are very American. It just feels really American, right down to the politics of the mayor that appears in this show. So, yeah, I don't know. This anime feels very American. The only cons of this show for me is, one, it's super short. 3 episodes. It's not even like a 12-episode season. It's a very tight, like I said, very tightly wound OVA, which is both good and bad. It's good because it, if it sucked, it doesn't waste too much of your time, but it doesn't suck. It's actually a great show. It's actually really good, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. But it is super short, and there's not enough of it, and it got me reading the manga, which I think is what the OVA was designed to do. So it works. It works. It does suffer from, they do draw black people in a really unfortunate way in this show. Every time that a black person would wander on the screen in this show, I would go, oh no. Oh yeah, I forgot that that's how they draw black people in this show. Oh, that's unfortunate. The finale doesn't have as much strength as the second episode does. I feel like the finale is less eventful than episode 2. I think episode 2 is really the peak of the series. And then we get our finale, and it kind of like just winds down a little bit. And that's kind of underwhelming in the grand scheme of things. Kind of a shame, realistically. I don't know. I would have liked for there to be more action in the final episode of this OVA, but I guess maybe we ran out of budget, or maybe that was never the intention. Maybe episode 2 was meant to be the high point, and 3 was supposed to just kind of feel like a come down ultimately. I don't know. I really liked this show overall. I wish that it did more, frankly. I think that as an OVA, being self-contained to 3 episodes was both a blessing and a curse. Like I said, I really enjoyed the show. I was having a lot of fun with it. I thought that the VAs were doing a good job. This is a fun one. This is just if you just need something to kind of kill time and just kind of something you can power through super quickly. I watched this. Like I said, it's like 30 minutes each. It's an hour and a half total. It's basically like you're watching a movie split into 3 parts. So, I don't know. I wish that there was more. I'm going to read the manga. I'll report back on how the manga is just, so far I've read 3 chapters of it, and it's been kind of just more of the same, aside from the weird sexual stuff that they've thrown in for some reason. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the erotic side of the manga, but I'm enjoying the narrative pieces of it, and I think it's very fun. So give Gunsmith Cats a look. Give it a try. Give it a try. I think it's worthwhile. I think it was really fun, and it's super short. So really, you have no excuse. 3 episodes. Knock out the 3 episodes. Get it over with. It's fun. Really, really fun. That said, our next anime today is kind of the same, but goes in a completely different direction than the other one. We're going to be talking about 91 Days, which if you've not seen 91 Days, this is a mob crime drama revolving around a guy getting revenge for his family being killed. Damn. Crazy. How did I feel about this show? Well, without getting too deep into it, we are going to talk spoilers later, but without getting too deep into how I felt about this show, I thought it's just fine. It ends up being just fine. It's not bad. It's not good. It's definitely not great. But it's not terrible. There's not enough going on here for me to be like, this is a terrible anime. This anime sucks. I'm not going to say that because that's not at all how I feel about it. I just think it does ultimately have more downsides than good sides, I'll say. That's what I would say. There's more down than up here, for sure. The positives, it's got great action. I think the violence has a kind of weight to it that I don't think you really get to see in a lot of animes. This one's very grounded in reality for the most part. So the violence, whenever people get hit in this show, you really you feel the collision. You feel when people get shot in this show. There's a lot of weight to the violence. And it definitely has the ambiance of a mob movie down, the aesthetics, the time period, the soundtrack of the show. Everything definitely feels very mafia heavy. There's very clear Godfather and Goodfellas inspiration throughout the show, and it has quite a few surprises in the narrative that work well with what they've set up. So I like it. I think for those of you who have seen episode 5, you know that there's kind of a Godfather type moment in episode 5 where there's kind of not necessarily a horse head in someone's bed, but something equally shocking happens in episode 5. So yeah, I think it has a really strong pilot. The middle gets pretty muddled from episodes 2 to 4. And then everything after 5 is much stronger. But this show suffers from pretty much every character except for our protag is one-dimensional. They're all one-dimensional, and they're all defined by, they all have one specific goal, and that's the only thing they care about. That's the only thing you know about them. And the closest we get to having a character that's not one-dimensional is Corteo. And honestly, fuck Corteo. Might be a controversial opinion here. I don't know how the rest of you who watch this show feel about Corteo. I think Corteo's a bitch. And I wish he died worse than he did. I fucking hate Corteo. The show was trying to make me be like, oh no, he just wanted to get his friend out. Fuck him. Alright? Fuck him. He almost put everyone in jeopardy. He deserved what he got. Fuck Corteo. I hate that little motherfucker. But yeah, I wish the other characters were a bit more, less one note, you know? As much as I enjoy Neo, he is just, staunch mob guy the entire time. That's all he is. That's all I am. I don't have any personal wants or goals or anything outside of me just being a mob guy, dude. That's all I got going for me. That's it. So none of the characters really have any depth. And I say Angel is not one-dimensional, but he is though. Low-key, he is. He is one-dimensional. He doesn't change the entire time. He suffers from, he's an anime protagonist in a mafia show. That's the problem with Angelo. He's always just on the come up. He's always getting out of trouble with ease. He navigates every situation. I don't feel like he ever has any pushback, and I feel like that's the problem that I have with Tanya the Evil, is the protagonist just kind of gets to go upward the entire time, and despite how a lot of this stuff should have been massive mistakes, Angelo should have died, let's be honest, by episode 8 or 9. He would have made it pretty far, I think, but I do think he has some actions later on that he should have been killed for, absolutely, and there's no reason that he wasn't killed for it. And I also feel the same way about Fungo, whatever, the fucking crazy psychopath. They should have killed that man early on, too. I don't think he would have made it, being the person that he was, living the life that he is. He shouldn't have made it as far as he did, because the mob doesn't like to have these crazy motherfuckers. They like crazy motherfuckers that they have control over. If there's a dude like Fungo in a fucking mob, he's out of there. We got to get rid of him. He's got to die. He never should. He was such an anime villain. That's where there's kind of a weird disconnect with this show, where it wants to lean into being very real and realistic and true to the mob shit, but at the same time you have characters like Fungo, you have characters like Angelo, and they're both very anime. They're very anime. So I think the show is kind of confused on what kind of identity it wants to have. Do you want to be anime or do you want to be a mob show? Because you can try to be both. I just don't think it found a healthy balance between the two. And I will also say the visual style, while it is pretty, it never goes anywhere, and it honestly becomes kind of bland halfway through the show. The visual style never really does anything interesting. It feels a little uninspired, and it looks a little goofy in parts, to be honest. So, yeah. And at the end of this, I'm going to talk about the ending. So if you want to go watch this show, you want to experience it for yourself, don't listen to this part, because I'm about to talk pretty in-depthly about the ending. Because I think it's important to my critique of the show that I talk about the ending, because I stated before in Evangelion that I'm not someone who's against ambiguity in TV shows and movies. I actually kind of love it. I love ambiguity. I think ambiguity is fun, and if done in the right way, it can, leave a lot of room for interpretation. I love ambiguity in movies and TV shows. But I think that, I don't know if this TV show should have had an ambiguous ending. I think it's silly in my mind, because in my mind, there's no reason for Nero not to kill Angelo. And some people are going to say, oh, well, he'll suffer if he has to live. That's fucking stupid. Alright? This guy has murdered Neo's entire family and pretty much left his life out to rot. Neo has no coming back from this. His fucking family's in shambles. All the power that he had is fucking gone. The Venettis are fucked, okay? The Venettis are totally boned, and he has no fucking reason to let Angelo go. I know everyone wants to see this cutesy kind of oh, well, he understands Angelo's plight now, so he's gonna let him live. Or the other side where they're he understands his plight now, so he's going to let him live so that he has to suffer. Because even in getting vengeance, he didn't get what he wanted, so now he has to live to suffer. He's not going to fucking do that. He's going to fucking kill him. He shoots him on the beach, and he leaves him there, and that's why he's smirking when he's leaving, because he got the motherfucker that got his family, and now the cycle of violence fucking continues, okay? That's what's being perpetuated here. I don't give a shit what anyone says. There's no reason for them to have not shown us Angelo dying. There's no reason not to have done that. Angelo is dead. The ambiguity of this ending is unnecessary, and it makes no goddamn sense. You want your ending to have this ambiguous, deep nature to it, but you have to earn it. And you don't earn it whenever you have this guy kill this man's entire family and completely uproot and dishevel his fucking life for him to make the choice of, you know what? I'm not going to shoot this guy, actually, because you know what? I like this guy. Even if he killed my entire family and I killed his entire family, I like him, so I'm going to spare him. It's not fucking happening. I don't give a shit what anyone says. There's no debate for me on this ending. Okay? He's dead. Neo kills him, and he fucking leaves. Like, Neo doesn't last long after this ending either, mind you. If Neo's lucky, he has a couple more months on the run from the fucking family that they fucked over. But I don't think Neo makes it far. I don't think Neo has long to live after this one, right? So I think the ambiguity of this ending it's silly. It's silly after the rest of the show has been so definite in showing deaths. Like, we've seen multiple people get shot. Fongo has a brutal ass death where he's fucking stabbed and beaten and everything in between. So at the end, I think it's a disservice to not show Angelo's death. You know, it's like if at the end of, spoiler alert for Cowboy Bebop if you haven't seen it, it's like if at the end of Cowboy Bebop, if we cut away from Spike after bang, right? Like if he goes bang and then we just cut to the music playing, we don't show him falling over or anything. We don't show those guys killing him. Oh, it's ambiguous. You know, what happened to Spike? What the fuck do you mean what happened to Spike? He suffered a massive fucking wound in there. He collapsed. He fell fucking face down and he died and he's dead. You know? Cowboy Bebop, I know that some people are going to say that's also an ambiguous, and Spike's dead, okay? You fucking goddamn optimist. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of people being like, what could have happened? What could have, spoiler alert again, what could have happened at the end of The Sopranos? He's fucking dead! Sorry. I'm tired of all these optimistic takes, dude. Sometimes they're warranted, right? Sometimes an ambiguous ending actually leaves some ambiguity, alright? I don't think this one leaves any kind of ambiguity. I don't think there's anything to be ambiguous about here. Neo kills Angelo. There's no if, ands, or buts around that. And I'm not willing to discuss it further, okay? That's the ending in my mind. That's what I've accepted. He definitely kills him. Alright? There's no hints denoting otherwise. He's fucking dead. Do I recommend 91 Days? Oh, yeah, I mean, if you if you're looking for if you're looking for like a crime, you know, if you're looking for, I wanted a mob-based anime. That's what I was looking for when I found 91 Days. Did I get what I wanted? Yeah, I absolutely did. I got what I wanted. I think all the VAs here are doing kind of fun, you know, mobster voices for the Prohibition era. I like the show overall. I think it's good. I think it doesn't go as far as it could with the concept that it has. Like, if we're gonna do a mob show, I want a mob show, you know? I think that this should have been longer. I think this could have been multiple seasons. And I don't know. I also don't think that Angelo handled his revenge in the best way. I think he was handling it pretty carelessly, and it's purely because of the way the plot's written that he gets to the point that he does, right? So, I think it's a good show. I think if you want a mob anime, that's what you're going to get out of this, and I think it works good for giving you a mob anime, you know? If you just want an anime where it's about the mafia, that's pretty much what this anime is. Don't expect it to give you more. Don't expect, like, characters with heavy depth or anything, but I don't think you're looking for that necessarily when you come into this show. So ultimately, I think the show's just fine. I don't think it reaches the heights of being great, and I think it's just good. It's good, you know? It's well made, it's competently made, looks good, despite being kind of uninspired art-wise. The music's good, the ambiance is good, and I think aside from like episodes 2 to 4 kind of felt like major filler. I think they're trying to like have Angelo and Neo grow closer, but that it just doesn't matter, especially once you make it to like once we get back into the action of things. Once they get off the lam, it doesn't matter as much. So I don't know. I think there are parts of this anime that you could skip and it would probably be fine, but it is a one season show, so it's not like a major investment for you to watch these 12 episodes. Yeah, I recommend it in truth. It's not my strongest recommendation. I think if you want a mob anime, watch this. It'll satisfy your craving for a mob anime. I wish it was better. I wish there was more to be seen here. I wish that there were more character depth. I wish the characters were more interesting. But ultimately, I got what I wanted. It's a Prohibition-era mobster anime. So, yeah. If you want that, watch it. I recommend Gunsmith Cat's a lot more stronger just because it's low investment, it's 3 episodes, and I think it plays around with this concept in a much more fun way. 91 Days, if you want a mobster anime, this will fill that niche for you. But ultimately, go play Mafia. Go play Mafia, watch The Godfather, watch Goodfellas, watch Casino, watch, I don't know, what the fuck was that movie? I can't think of it off the top of my head. You guys know what Killing Them Softly, I want to say Killing Them Softly. Go watch that. Go watch The Sopranos. 91 Days. It'll be a mafia anime if that's what you're specifically looking for. But there's much better mob media out there to watch and experience. So, do with that what you will. Anyhow, this has been episode 6 of Anime Sub. Thank you so much for spending it with me. Let me know what you thought. Did you watch 91 Days? Have you watched Gunsmith Cats? What did you think of either? Come back here. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have a mob anime that I should watch? Is there a better mob anime out there? Let me know. I will check it out. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a wonderful day, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.